So who hit Young Dolph? It's a tangled web. You got people on Instagram apparently solving the crime. I guess Dolph was with a guy, his security, who shot one of the guys who killed him because there was blood on the crime scene. I thought there was a rumor at first, but it appears to be true. And a lot of these Instagram and YouTube vloggers are running up their numbers just repeating the same information. But like I said, some of them have pieced together all these different photos from different Instagram accounts. One of the shooters had on a Bass Pro Shop hat. Now that's in the crime scene video released by Memphis PD. And here's that same Bass Pro Shop hat apparently in the music video. The guy standing next to JoJo Splatt, who we'll get to in a second. So there's some girl, I think, apparently looks like in Memphis, who put this together on an IG account. And the person she says this Bass Pro Shop hat belongs to, that appears in all this stuff, is Backend.esco. Now the Mercedes used by the two gunmen who got Dolph outside of Makeda's Cookies in Memphis has been picked up, taken into custody off of Bradley Street in the Orange Mound neighborhood in Memphis. Now, one of the other pieces of evidence this IG page pieced together is that the license plate that's on this white Mercedes in the crime scene video is different from what was on it when they picked it up from the house. When they picked it up from the house, it had on plates that apparently matched back to Alabama. Now, of course, if you're experiencing this type of stuff, you're going to steal a license plate and put it on the car to throw off any investigation. Now, the next day after they picked up the car, the Mercedes, and from the crime scene video on Bradley Street, a guy was murdered basically in front of that same house on Bradley Street. Could it have been someone involved, or could it have been someone who gave the information that the car was there? That's what somebody suggested to me. Now, a rapper named Straight Drop shot a music video in front of this same house a few years ago where he dissed Dolph, and Straight Drop is one of the suspects according to the internet streets. We're going to mention Straight Drop again all the way at the end and show you an interesting picture of him. Straight Drop has deleted this video where he's just standing in front of the house where the white Mercedes apparently used in the hit was found. Okay, now for JoJo Splatt. Some people say he wanted to be on PRE and he wasn't, or he's a CMG affiliate. I don't know. But him and a guy named CEO Bobby went on Instagram Live, not to mourn Dolph, but to definitely get views because they got an album dropping, but also to deny any knowledge of the crime, all the while showing off PRE chain. When they show the chain, you hear someone say, "We got it off the fat one," which some people think means Big Moochie Grape, who is a PRE artist, and the one with his face all over the camera says a few times, "We don't know who did it, but let's get some more views," meaning more, or let's get some more people in here, meaning some more people in their Instagram rooms. So maybe they're just taking advantage of it to get clout. A lot of people do that. But these two guys, Straight Drop and JoJo Splatt, got a PRE chain. Straight Drop, there's some pictures of them on IG wearing a PRE thing. Are they getting clout? Do they know something about it? Or is it a little bit of both? Now, this Instagram Live with them is full of people in the car showing guns. Hopefully no one's on probation or parole. And CEO Bobby is someone who sometimes calls himself murder for hire. As for Big Moochie Grape, who was is PRE's artist, he was on Instagram a few days prior to the hit complaining about he doesn't do music with Dolph, but he didn't really talk bad about Dolph. He just sounded a little frustrated. He didn't say anything crazy, and he's been making posts since Dolph's demise saying he loved Dolph. Why would he have anything to do with this? Personally, he doesn't seem like a suspect to me. And Dolph did buy him a purple Lambo truck about a year ago, so hopefully that counts for something still in the streets when someone buys you a $500,000 truck, or $380,000, whatever they cost. The continued violence around Dolph's shooting started immediately. By the next day, which was Friday, Memphis police had charged 3 men in a shooting that happened on Thursday, which was the day the crime against Dolph happened. And that crime happened just, I don't know, 2 hours after what happened to Dolph. There was a memorial set up at Makeda's Cookies where Dolph passed away. So a 23-year-old named Terrence Jones, a 19-year-old named Jalen Nelvis, and a 22-year-old named Tavis McQueen are each charged with aggravated assault, evading arrest, and reckless endangerment, theft, and more charges, according to the Memphis PD. So there was police officers posted up at the vigil. They saw a stolen Nissan Versa, I guess, fire the shots and speed off, and they began a short chase. Investigators said the suspects crashed at the intersections of Kerr and Mississippi, and the 3 young guys bailed out, and they threw 4 guns from the car as they tried to run away. So the 3 guys tried to run. They were caught after a short foot chase. The affidavit, the prosecutor said officers found 4 guns thrown from the vehicle. The car had been stolen, and there were 2 guns inside. So it actually sounds like there were 6 guns with 3 guys. According to the affidavit, 3 of the guns had been modified to allow them to be fired as fully automatic weapons. And police said McQueen was taken to the hospital in non-critical condition before being booked into jail. I don't know if the police shot him. And now to end this whole thing, the best suspect of all, Soulja Boy.
Bitch ass niggas, I could give a fuck, cause I know how it would've went, nigga. Pussy ass nigga would've been talking so much shit. Y'all should've stayed out my dick.
Soulja and Dolph were having this absurd online beef about who was more independent, and they were going back and forth. Soulja Boy was talking crazy, and he has an IG post where he says, "I'll put a 100 ball on his head."
Man, I'll put a 100 ball on a nigga head.
Now remember, Tekashi, in his case, one of the worst crimes in the indictment against Treyway was when he put 30 on a Glow Gang member's head, and a Treyway member actually shot someone in Glow Gang, and that was part of the whole indictment. It was one of the main focal points, and Tekashi was the instigator of that crime. So yeah, if you offer a bounty on somebody on a heavily trafficked social media account, and the crime actually occurs, guess what? You're guilty of conspiracy. And if it was someone did it thinking they were going to tell Soulja Boy I did it and collect a bounty, he's definitely guilty of first-degree murder. So the rapper Straight Drop, who the streets of Memphis are naming as a suspect, Soulja Boy better hope he didn't have something to do with it, because that Instagram account I was referencing at the beginning found matching photos of Straight Drop that looks like to be on the same green Lamborghini Yaris that Soulja Boy has. So that would mean they know each other. So doesn't look good for somebody. There's a lot of evidence. There's all these photos and videos people put up and don't think anything about them. Every piece of clothing you got on, any car you get in and out of, anyone you said hi and bye to once and took a photo of it, you probably forget all the photos you take. Or how about you delete photos but somebody else already screen captured them and put them up on a different account, so they live forever. So there's lots of evidence. Apparently people don't like that this happened to Dolph, and lots of people on the internet are tracking stuff down, and we'll see what happens. And notice I didn't even mention CMG, even though there's all this history between them and Dolph. And you know, just here in LA about 18 months ago at Hollywood and Highland, I think, or no, maybe that was longer than that. Somebody associated with CMG supposedly shot Dolph in the foot. There was the 100 shots incident in Charlotte that black youngster was charged with and he got dropped. So, you know, who knows? But I think it's going to be solved. There's so much little pieces of information coming out. Some of it I just mentioned, and this is stuff other people found and put up. So it's pretty interesting. It's like the internet is crowdsourcing the investigation because they want to find out who did that to Dolph, because it did kind of disturb me. Like, he was been one of the last people I would have thought got killed, though I shouldn't have thought like that, because he did get 100 shots shot at him, and who knows what goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about, and why there was so much animosity towards Young Dolph. Maybe it was for a reason. I don't know. Al Prophet, American Dope, rest in peace, Young Dolph, and everybody else.